Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my Dr. Gaze 101 channels, simulcast together on both BitChute and YouTube. How's everyone doing today? Yes, today, this glorious day, we see a video from Clownfish TV stating that activists make terrible employees. And as a partial video response, indirectly speaking, sort of way. But my title of my video is just say, learn to pick your learn to pick your battles coworkers. Now, or my fellow workers, just say. Now, I've been a worker, God knows when, since I started when I was 2002. I was 14 at the time, and I learned some kind of work ethic. I learned that in the workplace, you have to keep certain things to yourself. I learned this over time. Gotta learn to be very controlled in posture, in some sort of civil way, not to be all angry and pissed off all the time, every time, not to spread your politics, your religion throughout the entire office or workplace, whatever, all the time, every time. And I'm not that type of guy to do that per se. The only time I do that, and this is the worst time I did it, this I needed need a job. I was working for this company somewhere in Manhattan for an office job, right? So after 7 months of working there, almost 7 months, I decided to share not all my shit, but all my politics, all my activism and advocacy work through my personal emails to these not personal, but my coworkers. Some of these coworkers left the company months ago. Some of these employees left the company days, if not weeks ago. So I was like, why not go to both the former and current workers? They understand me somehow. So we had a discussion about the Obamacare back in 2010 when it was passed. You know, we disagreed with them as a group at the office, and me personally. I'm a very distinct, very unpopular man when it comes down to certain things. I'm more like the most hated man in New York City, if not the most hated man in the United States, for speaking truth to power, or not truth to power, but just the truth in general. Forget about if it's an opinion or not. Forget about if it's a fact or not. It's all about, if you did the research, you look at both sides, you see the background or the forefront of the matter, whether there's an issue, a topic, or an issue like, I don't know about Obama's presidency doing illegal stuff with Benghazi and stuff. That happened 2 years later in 2012, but still, like, there was some corruption that was told about Obama, about his birth certificate. Everyone's a birther. Everyone says he's born in Kenya and stuff like that. So I decided to email a flyer, Pastor Manning, aka the Atla Church, of their event going on between like somewhere around June or July of 2010, somewhere around that time period. It lasted for about 3 to 4 days. I went there one day for about 2 hours. I didn't want to take up too much of their content and put it on YouTube because it looks like he's being an infiltrator. So I decided to stay there for a couple of hours, listen to them. They had a session after that. They had to have a break session, whatever we call it like that. So I left after that. Never came back. And I decided to do that because obviously it was more of a personal thing. So it was basically a mock trial of what's going on with the Obama administration, with his birth records, like his passport, his driver's license, his social security numbers, all out of whack. So I was pissed off as a citizen, because why would a citizen, you say to yourself, Charles, why are you pissed off about just this one man Obama person yourself? But it's not necessarily about the person itself per se. It's the leader of that title, of that position, being in power for no apparent reason other than connections. And you tell me that he messed up on his social security numbers, he messed up on his driver's ID numbers and stuff like that, and like all this shit, like you tell me I had to put all that paperwork to the forefront of every job, every summer camp application, or anything that I do in my friends on my entire life. But personally about himself, well, he doesn't have to. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. I'm like, that should do whatever the fuck I want. Knows all the chaos in Chicago, the chaos over at Portland for a year now. Well, Chicago's always had problems. Chicago, Illinois. But Chicago has moments where people actually go on a rampart. They'll just go on a ramp. Go on a ram tram, we'll call it. I don't know. Raid everything. Steal, riot, loot. I mean, but anyway, we're going off the topic here. Look, guys. We're all activists to some extent, whoever you guys are out there. We all want to change the world. We all want to improve the workplace situation. But it depends on where you are in this world, where you are working and how you get there, and also there are times and places that put your stuff out there or puts your information out there to others out there. It depends on what part of the world, what places, thoughts, feelings of these people. And I learned the hard way. I should say the stupid way, because rather than the human resource manager lay me off, let me go, what she should have told me is that, hey, Charles, I want to come into your office. I want you to come into my office. What she did, she should have told me, Charles, I understand whatever you're going through. You're a kid. Like, she has to understand, like, I'm just a 22-year-old man. I'm not sure, I'm 6'7", weigh a certain amount of weight and whatever. I'm 3 times her size, whatever. And she's a good looker too, by the way. So she's kind of cute to have control over me in a weird way. But anyway, that's my whatever situation. But this human resource manager, she has to understand I was just a kid. 22 years old is still lack of experience in the workplace. All we care at the time was about change and betterment of our finances, betterment of our economic standpoint in life, a better of our financial power in the work, in not only that in the workplace, obviously, but also our societal, beyond society, like within societal matters. Like, how can I say I've been getting paid like $12 an hour at this job, right? And it's a good thing at the time. But after a while staying there, I was like, man, this is ridiculous. If I don't want to look at this news on the internet, and some of the stuff, yes, it could be disinformation. It can be lies and deceits, because you don't see it anymore on the internet anymore. Whatever I saw, a man broke his arm. It was all decapitated, lopsided, and shit like that. I don't see those cases and studies anymore from Canada's healthcare being that bad, or any other country that has that problem. And after all these years, 10 years later, over 10 years, I'm seeing that most things I saw from 10 years ago are no longer there on the internet. They used to be there with ease. You go there, type up whatever you want to type up, and that's it. But Google, Amazon, even YouTube now, because YouTube now it's been owned by Amazon, well, not Amazon, Google since 2007. So the true cause is showing for the last couple of years now, and it sucks. Now I'm like the guru slash secretive man with secretive information type of guy, because I knew all what happened back 10 years ago. Well, it's kind of strange though, because if you are older than 20 years old, you should know what happened 10 years ago, especially if you're 25 to 30 years old or older as of this moment this recorded. By the way, today is October 16th, 2021. So what then? What should we do as co-workers or workers? Just work. That's all you gotta do. Pick your battles when necessary. Don't fight anyone and everyone all the time. If it comes to killing people, whatever, and you want to kill everyone for some strange reason, that's on you. That's your little problem, and you should deal with it yourself. Because I've seen all these mass shootings for the last 10 years, and it's like, you guys shouldn't be killing every single person. If you want to kill someone out there, you go after the one you want to kill. And especially if it's a politician, a banker, any of these major titles, whatever. It's anything goes has been for many years. Sure, my politics, my perspective, my spoken word is hate speech, and I have been hate speech for years. I don't give a damn anymore. Who gives a damn about the Charles John Doctor? That's my name, right? That's my real name. Who gives a damn about Dr. Games 101? Who gives a damn about this guy, Dr. Games, talking about politics every now and then, about whatever issue it is? Who gives a damn about some guy in the ghetto? Yes, people call it the ghetto here. I'm not sure why, knowing that we have a tennis court and everything else. Whatever. It doesn't matter to them. The mindset of people have been changed for years, and it's ridiculous now. Now they want to fight anyone, everyone at the workplace. Bad idea. And I'm trying not to fight anyone, everyone at the workplace. I never try to do that. That's not my shtick. That's not my mantra. That's not my personality. I would rather be in a workplace that's calm and very organized, understand about each other's limitations, and to understand each other's boundaries of closeness or personal grievances or personal situations than something that's chaotic and fights all the time in the workplace and stuff and screaming and hollering. We don't need that. I admit that. I admit that, I want to do that at one point. I wanted to scream and holler at the workplace. They're like, "What's wrong with you people? Why are you not crazy about this fucking country going in the fucking shit bag? All these trillions of dollars being spent on the government, from the government to these companies, and we're like in the jack squad. We're working our asses off for nothing." I want to say something like that out loud. even if I will never get the job ever again, or any jobs in the office field. And that's the fucked up part, because as a coworker or worker myself, if you have no connections to these office jobs, you're most likely not going to get that job, especially if you have no a bachelor's degree and or 5 years of experience in the workplace. If you had a bachelor's at 5 years, you'll get that job instantly. But these employers, if any employers are watching my face, looking at me who I am right by now, if you are seeing these workers, job seekers, who are called them, like myself, at one point, looking for work at the time, and you see them with their activism or whatever in the past, whatever, don't over assume what they did back then. It's all about, if they were kids, how old were they? Was their first experience in the office field? That was their fault, of course. Give them a break. Don't let these people get to you, or not me personally, but me, like, don't assume us that we're just doing it for the sake of causing havoc on purpose, because we're struggling to look for jobs. We're struggling to look for some kind of decent not work, but the livelihood to be sustainable. Because what's the point of working if you're going from job to job and place to place? I went through 10 jobs in 5 years, at least. And you know what? As a person with a high school diploma, I don't have a GED. I'm not into all that low grade, whatever you want to call it, replacement schooling, whatever. No offense to anyone with a GED. But me personally, I went to high school, K through 12, to finish the school with basic honors or basic necessity of education to get a job at Burger King or Subway or any other fast food or retail. That's what I did. Retail, fast food, ramp agent at the airport and stuff like that. I was not the perfect worker, not the best worker, but I was doing my damn good job for the matter. And this is what we have to understand as coworkers, that you cannot just be doing whatever you want to do in the workplace and think that you're going to get away with it. Like you just can't. I mean, I learned that lesson the hard and stupid way, but just don't do that anymore, guys. Lay low, wait for the right time to get your speaking ability able and properly done. Make sure that you have a backup plan when doing that, because if that's what I did too. I will admit out there, to also have wondered why I got laid off from that office job in 2010. Well, I took the chance because I thought that no one didn't know what I knew. And after 7 months of working there, and I've known this corruption since as early as 2007, just say with 9/11 and the 2008 economic crisis and the bailouts in the banks and stuff like that. Either no one to give a damn or no one wants to do a shit about it, and that's fine. Back then, it was a different time and place for things. But I just don't like the fact that I just feel like I'm going day and night. Like, workplace is like daytime, like nothing going on. No one doesn't know nothing, or no one asking me like, why am I so upset all the time, or shit like that. Or nighttime, we're like here at home watching news on the internet, or watching people talk about the problems in the world. It's like, what's going on? How can we solve these problems at hand? But like one of my neighbors will say, or my neighbors from the downstairs will say, they say like, oh no, it's not your fault, it's not your problem, it's also not your obligation to fix the problems of the world. You got a point. But there are people out there who want to come together, organize, and make a change to something different, make things different. Because if you let things let aside, it's going to get worse and worse. It'll stay the same, or worse yet, get worse and worse. As always. It's the cycle of humanity, or a cycle of conflict, resolution, solution, etc., etc. It happens. It really happens. So, all right, guys. Thank you, Clownfish TV of Neon and your partner. I forgot her name. I think her name was Geeky Sparkles. Thank you very much for watching my video of this sort. I am a man of supposed conspiracy theorists. of activism and advocacy and military, be a militant of sorts. That's what I picked up over the months from either you guys or from other people on YouTube thinking who I am, because knowing that I just make videos. I don't have no gun. I have no real life-threatening weapons in my possession. I cannot do that in New York State, New York City, technically speaking, because I'm considered mentally ill by the state of New York. I can still defend myself. I have to defend myself if I have enemies out there, which I do. You know, that's something going on. But still, my point is that Confish TV, anyone out there, coworkers, whatever, you know, it is what it is. It's like, what do you expect? After 10 years of reading and writing and reporting, years of sharing, posting online, and also in my neighborhood, posting flyers. I did it before 10 years ago. I can do it again. Well, I'm not sure what the physical flyers tell. It's a different time period now. Very hard to post anything very controversial out there in the public on the streets. And most people in my neighborhood are different from that. No offense to anyone out there watching, but most of them are different from, like, you know, understanding about the everyday mantra in politics. So, I mean, like, really, like the Democrat Republican bullshit is bullshit. I mean, it is. That's why you see me as a centrist, a moderate, an independent. I vote for Ron Paul 2 times, 2008, 2012 elections, so respectively. Not sure about the other elections yet. You know, I'm not going to vote for them yet. Etc. Etc. So, all right. See you guys later. Bye. Check me out on my gaming channel, Dr. Gaze 101 gaming channel. YouTube, search it. If you want to donate. Everything's down below in the description box. All right, guys. I'll see you around. Bye.